Well, hiya, BookTube. Bill Ruttenberg here with the Ruttenberg Library. Wanted to come to you with a book haul. And it's a smaller book haul. It's only going to be 3 books, but they come from Princeton University Press. And as many of you know, those are usually very, very high quality books. And so I had 3 titles. All 3 of them are meant for Historathon 2024, which is a reading event that I am participating in. I'm a co-host of. It's being put on by the great and wonderful Vin from Revenant Reads. And he had the idea, let's see, it'd been 2 Decembers ago, right? No, 1 December ago. Anyway, last year was the inaugural year, and he had contacted several of us history lovers and said, hey, you want to help co-host an event? I have an idea for, reading nonfiction history for the entire year. And I was like, Vin, that's an awesome idea. I'm all in, because that is really what I love to read. I read all kinds of stuff, but that is my number one love. And so what he did was he split the year into 4 quarters, 3-month segments. And in the first quarter, we're reading prehistory to 500 AD. Second quarter is 500 to 1500 AD. Third quarter is 1500 to 1820, and then fourth quarter is 1820 to the present. And we split that 1820 year so that those of you that are involved in Victober and Jane Austen July, right? Yeah, Jane Austen July, I think. June, July. Anyway, forgive me. Those of you that participate in those 2 events, you'd be able to, work those into the Historathon. And I think it worked out wonderful. I think a lot of people have participated. This has become a, kind of a blow-up event, and we're all really excited about it. So anyway, these 3 books from Princeton University Press, and I want to thank Princeton University Press for sending these to me. They sent these to me, and I wanted to, like I said, showcase them to you. So this first one would count with first quarter Historathon, and it is, and I've seen this on several people's channels already, and some of you have already read it. There was somebody in the Discord who was talking about reading this, and you had no school one of those days, and you read most of the book, and I was pretty impressed. I was like, I need to dig into that and get it going. And it looked fascinating, but it's 1177 BC, the year civilization collapsed. And this is a revised and updated version by Eric H. Cline. And so this was a book from, like I said, Princeton University Press. It's a 2021 was your publication date for this. And just super excited about this. I'll read the back cover to you. It says, in 1177 BC, marauding groups known only as the Sea Peoples invaded Egypt. The Pharaoh's army and navy defeated them, but the victory so weakened Egypt that it soon slid into decline, as did most of the surrounding civilizations. Eric Cline tells the gripping story of how the end was brought about by multiple interconnected failures, ranging from the invasion and revolt to earthquakes, drought, famine, and the cutting of international trade routes. Bringing to life a vibrant, multicultural world, he draws a sweeping panorama of the empires of the age and shows that it may have been their very interdependence that hastened their dramatic collapse. Now revised and updated, 1177 BC sheds light on the complex ties that gave rise to and eventually destroyed the flourishing civilizations of the late Bronze Age, and set the stage for the emergence of the classical Greece and ultimately our world today. Doesn't that sound awesome? That sounds just fascinating to me. I've been teaching. I've shared this on the Discord, and I've shared it with you before. I'm not extremely well read in the ancient civilizations. I've read very little as far as whole books on that. I got some basic textbook knowledge, but not a lot of in-depth stuff. And so when I find these books, I've been trying to start to pick up some of these because I'm teaching this in a world history class, and I just want to be more knowledgeable. I don't want to be limited to just textbook knowledge. I want to be able to expand on stuff and tell other stories to my kids, to grip them and bring them into the story of history. And so I thought this would definitely be something that would help me out in that endeavor. So thank you, Princeton University Press, for sending that to me. The other book that came in, and that was one of them that came in just a couple of days ago, and the other one that came with it was this great big old chunky monkey of a book. Look at this beautiful, beautiful biography. This is of Maria Theresa, the Habsburg Empress in her time, by Barbara Stolberg, is it Reilinger? And it's translated by Robert Savage. And so I was super excited. I want you to watch this. Watch this. Boom. That is a huge book. Look at that. I'll just give you a comparison here. This is a big, big book. This is a 1,000 and, let's see here. Hang on a second. Wait for it. 1,045 pages. That ought to take me about 10 years to get through. It's huge, but I'm so excited. This is, again, another one of the monarchs that I teach about, and I didn't have. I'm trying to remember. Maybe I had one book on the shelves about her, but I haven't read any of it yet. So again, it's another textbook knowledge thing, and so I picked that up with the idea that I'm going to dive in because she definitely had a major impact on history, and I just want to learn more about her. So let me read. Well, hang on. Let's see. This is a 2021 book. Let me read the cover to you here. It says, Maria Theresa was once the most powerful woman in Europe. At the age of 23, she ascended to the throne of the Habsburg Empire, a far-flung realm composed of diverse ethnicities and languages, beset on all sides by enemies and rivals. Barbara Stolberg Reilinger provides the definitive biography of Maria Theresa, situating this exceptional empress within her time while dispelling the myths surrounding her. Drawing on a wealth of archival evidence, Stolberg Reilinger examines all the facets of the 18th century society, from piety and patronage to sexuality and childcare, ceremonial life at court, diplomacy, and everyday indignities of warfare. She challenges the idealized image of Maria Theresa as an enlightened reformer and mother of her lands, who embodied both feminine beauty and virile bellicosity, showing how she despised the ideas of the Enlightenment, treated her children with relentless austerity, and mercilessly persecuted Protestants and Jews. Consistent physical and mental discipline and fear of God were the principles Maria Theresa lived by, and she demanded the same from her family and her court and her subjects. A panoramic work of scholarship that brings Europe's age of empire spectacularly to life, Maria Theresa paints an unforgettable portrait of the uncompromising yet singularly charismatic woman who left her enduring mark on the era in which she lived and reigned. And here is your author. Show you a good picture of her. And so really excited to have this. It is neat when you can get a series of big old chunky books like this. It's always fascinating reads. I love biographies, and just super excited to have that. Thank you again, Princeton University Press. So the last one on the list, this one just came out about midway through December last year. So I did not get it soon enough. Matter of fact, I got it right at the very beginning. What was it, a week into January, I think. And or maybe it was just within that first week of January. Anyway, I didn't get it soon enough to read this for fourth quarter last year. So I might read it. I don't know if I can save it for fourth quarter this year. I might read it before then. But this book is 1898, Visual Culture in the U.S. Imperialism in the Caribbean and the Pacific. And this is a beautiful, beautiful book. And this was written by, hopefully I don't mess up the names too bad, but Tina Carrigal and Kate Clark LeMay. And the thing is just absolutely chock full of beautiful photography. Just plumb full of awesome pictures. And of course, just like its title says, it's going to deal with, the ugliness of imperialism. But I'm excited about the book because not only is it a, kind of a fascinating time period, but just the photography. The photography is absolutely awesome in this book. So anyway, BookTube, I won't read, well, I guess I could. I'll read the back of this one to you real fast. It says, in 1898, the United States seized territories overseas, ushering in an era of expansion that challenged the nation's founding promise of freedom and democracy for all. This book draws on portraiture and visual culture to provide fresh perspectives on this crucial yet underappreciated period. By bringing together portraits of the U.S. figures who favored overseas expansion with those of leading figures who resisted colonization, 1898 Visual Culture in the U.S. Imperialism in the Caribbean and the Pacific sheds light on the War of 1898, commonly referred to as the Spanish-American War, the annexation of Hawaii, and the lasting impacts of U.S. imperialism. Beautifully illustrated, 1898 includes essays by experts with close ties to the island regions, Cuba, Guam, Hawaii, the Philippines, and Puerto Rico. Yeah, so I know when I was teaching this, because I taught this in U.S. and World Affairs. I had a U.S. and World Affairs class that I taught before I got my World History class, and this was always a pivotal year when you're studying U.S. foreign diplomacy. So anyway, thank you, BookTube, for watching. I hope maybe these 3 books maybe gave you an idea of something to go try to pick up and read. So thank you for watching, and until next time, happy reading.